Hello everybody, hello. Happy Tuesday and welcome to part 2 of Get Ready for the Summer Surrender. So as yesterday, I'm just going to wait for Katie Helliwell, who is the amazing psychic medium that I work with and that I will be running this course with. I'm just going to wait for her to log on and then we will get started. There she is. Let me just bring you on, Katie, my darling. Yay! Tuning in. We are so excited for part. Hey.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm here. Different backdrop, I'm afraid, not as glam today.
So, my darling, so Katie, you're just going to share this video into a couple more places.
Yes.
So just while Katie's doing that, we are so excited. So many of you are signing up and joining us. This is absolutely going to be our biggest group focus to date. So we're so excited. We start on Monday. So the Summer Surrender is all going to be all about giving you tips and tools to shortcut you into that surrendered energy so you can get loads of guidance from universe and spirit and really open up to the magic of them both. But what we want to do today, first of all, let us know what you thought of the live that we did yesterday. Katie's just dropped her phone.
Do apologise, everyone.
Today. Let us know how you're feeling today. Let us know what you thought about the live yesterday. And if you have any questions, start posting them now because we will come to a question section as well towards the end of this. What we want to talk to you about today is how to really get yourself, speaking to the universe and spirit, how to actually get you on, getting clarity over the guidance that you can receive from them. Are you seeing the signs? Are you taking note and action on the signs? So we're going to be talking about that today. But as we're just waiting for Katie and just a few more of you to log on, always just give it a few minutes so we can get as many of you on as possible. Do start posting your questions now. Do let us know how you're feeling today. Do let us know if you are working with spirit or law of attraction or both of them. And do let us know whether you feel you are seeing signs and whether you are actually moving with the guidance that you're receiving. So get some comments coming, get some love hearts flashing up on the screen if you're watching the replay. Comment #replay. If you are watching the replay, do ask questions if you want to, because Katie and I will come back to you on the questions probably tonight or something. We did that yesterday for those who weren't able to watch live. So what we will do when Katie is ready, we're going to start with a practice to help you open up to spirit and the universe, okay? In fact, more than the universe, the multiverse. So Leading Edge Insight is that we're part of a multiverse, which is really exciting. And my higher self actually kind of has a role within the multiverse. So it's very exciting to be able to open ourselves up to this energy as well. So it's going to be a really scrummy practice, a little bit different to what Katie and I have done before. And just quickly, actually, one of you did ask me whether if you've done a course with Katie or I or the both of us before, is it worth doing this course? So I'm just going to tell you what I've just replied to her, and she has just enrolled, which is very exciting, and I can see she's tagged one of her friends. So if you have done one of our courses before, whether it's us together or individually, yes, there will still be new things you will be learning in that course. In particular, from my side, I will be talking about how to connect with your higher self, which is the universe and the multiverse, okay? So I'll be weaving that in for you. And yes, if you have done some stuff with us before, there may be some bits that you have done before, but this group focus is really about having an 8-week point of, I guess, an 8-week period of time where you can really put your focus and attention onto this. So it's really about the big group energy. It's going to be the biggest group thing we have ever done. It's obviously the lowest investment thing we've ever done. So if you've wanted to work with us for a while but you haven't been able to, this is the time to join us. So really it's going to be about a really high vibe group energy. It's going to be lots of short lives. So it's going to be different from the more kind of higher investment courses that we do, where it's kind of very structured 1 hour sessions. It's going to be way more flowy than that. We want it to be flowy, to be surrendered, in theme with the energy of summer surrender. Okay, so I hope that answers questions, but if you do have any more questions, do inbox one of us or both of us and we'll get back to you. Okay, so we start on Monday. So Katie, over to you. How are you going today, my darling?
Yes, all good. Thank you, darling. So what we're going to do as well, we're going to talk about how you communicate with spirit in the universe. So this is something that people always ask us straight away, like they're really interested in it. They really want to tap into this amazing resource. And they're like, how on earth do I even begin? Where do I even start? So we're going to take you through the practices. But just before we get started with all that, and before we go into the meditation, can you start commenting if anyone does at the moment already try and communicate with spirit in the universe, or practice law of attraction at the moment, or practice just working with spirit? If you do, what tools do you use and what works for you? Because we've found that with different people, different things work and different energies. And what myself and Sarah are really passionate about is actually guiding you to follow what works for you. So just because one person might journal in the morning and meditate and maybe go for a walk, another person might not have the time to do that and then think, well, I don't have the time to journal, I don't have the time to go for a walk, so I won't be able to connect to spirit in the universe and it won't work for me. But actually there's other things that you can do to be able to make those resources available to you. So if you can start sharing now what you actually do, and it'll just give us a real insight into how you guys are already working, what practices you're aware of and what practices you are not aware of, and we'll be able to help you and give you extra top tips. So start those comments coming through so we can see those. We're going to take you into a beautiful meditation. It's going to be amazing. And it's connecting to the multiverse and spirit. Now, myself and Sarah allow ourselves to be channeled with meditation. So just bear with us. Sometimes if the wording goes a little bit weird, or not weird, but a little bit maybe not the words that we would use, it's because we're being channeled. Okay, so that's just something that to be aware of, because some people say, you never use those words, Kate. I'm like, yeah, that's spirit. Spirit just put those words in. So we're going to do that shortly. So if you want to just go off and get yourself a nice candle or a quick glass of water, go and grab that now, and you can come back before we get started. So we're going to go through also ways that you can balance and surrender. So how can you actually start surrendering, and how can you start relaxing into the whole process? Because if you've been following me and Sarah for a while now, you'll know that all the time, and every one of our one-to-one clients, everyone, we always say you have to be a clear, open channel to be able to fully receive. And everyone's like, yeah, well, great. How do I become a clear, open channel? You know, life's in the way, this, that, and the other. So we're going to take you through some things and how you can do that. But really the main focus of that will be in the group. So we'll be going through all of the practices and tools that you need for life that you can go through time and time again. And you'll be able to recognize when you're feeling a bit cluttered and when you need to implement those tools again. But that'll be in the Summer Surrender group. So you're getting so much content in this group. It's just going to be phenomenal. You get your group there that also know exactly what you're going through. We'll be able to work with you, and we'll be posting up to 3 times per week in the group. So it's going to be a lot of content, but you will have the content for life, and it won't be anything heavy and hard that will require hours and hours of your time to go through, because me and Sarah don't have that time. So neither do you. We're all very busy, but it's tools that you can use and implement and go over as and when that you need to. Okay, so we're getting some questions coming through. Sarah, shall I do the meditation and we'll come back to the questions?
Yeah, sure. I think it's really important that you and I, but also everyone watching, whether it's live on Catch Up, just kind of hits that surrendered energy, and then we'll get the best from the session. So does that feel good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
Perfect.
Lovely. So if you get nice and comfy, I'm just going to pop my pad down, try not to knock my phone over. And if you get nice and comfy, just pop your palms facing upwards. And if you are in a room with a blanket, pop a blanket over your legs, get yourself nice and comfy. Roll your shoulders back. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Now I want you to pop your palms facing upwards so you're in full receiving mode. Now I want you to picture yourself in your happy place. Your happy place can be anywhere where you feel energetically drawn to, where you feel peaceful, where you feel calm, where you feel at ease, where you feel happy. Take a look around you. Soak up the beauty all around you. The smells, the sounds. Breathe in the air and just feel yourself relaxing. Feel the tension coming out of your shoulders, out of your arms. Feel your rib cage relax, your chest. Give your legs a little wiggle, release any tension. Wiggle your toes, let everything just sink and relax. You've got no shoes and socks on, you can feel the ground beneath your feet. You are rooted and grounded to the earth in your happy place. There is nothing for you to do, just relax and enjoy the view and feel peaceful and calm. Now I want you to just pay attention to your middle of your back, just below your shoulder blades. I'm going to call our guardian angels to stand behind us and place their hand on that spot in between our back. Feel that warmth, feel the love. I'm going to ask our guardian angels to give us wings. Big, bright, beautiful wings coming out of our back, surrounding our body. These are your wings ready to fly, ready to soar, ready to explore and open up. They're also your wings of protection, love and freedom. Feel the power of the wings, feel the warmth, feel the love. You're so blessed and so protected in your happy place. You're so calm. You're so ready for major expansion. Your guardian angels are with you, standing beside you, and you have the wings of power and beauty all behind you. Surrender to the strength, surrender to the love and the power of the wings. Now I'm going to hand over to the universe for further expansion.
Thank you, Katie. So just continuing to breathe normally. And I just want you to think of a time where you have been totally and utterly relaxed, at peace, and surrendered. So it may be somewhere hot on holiday. It may be somewhere outside beautiful. It may be your favourite spot in your home, just wherever feels good to you. Just feel yourself there now and recall that vibration. And feel how this feels in your solar plexus. You should be feeling now totally surrendered. Allow every muscle in your solar plexus area to just totally surrender. And enjoy this delicious, aligned and balanced and surrendered vibration. This is when you are able to receive spirit and universe and your higher self the most clearly. So enjoy this energy. Keep on just breathing and surrendering. And take yourself forward 6 months from now. And your communication and connection with spirit and the universe has increased so much. You enjoy receiving their guidance every single day, and you're feeling the most connected and in tune that you have ever felt. And with that comes a deep sense of knowing, of assurance, of trust, and of love and support from your non-physical team. This is accessible to you. It's accessible to everybody. Now channel this gorgeous vibration and remember how this feels so you can tap into it whenever you desire. Take this vibration and channel it out through your solar plexus into a sphere around you. And now we're going to extend it out to the size of your room, your home, your street, your town, your county or state, your country, your continent, your hemisphere, and now out around the whole globe where all of our energies will connect. We are so powerful in our own right, but even more so when we are combined. And now blast that energy down through to the core of the earth, up through into the atmosphere, out through space, out through the solar system, out to the far edges of the universe, and now take it out further out to the far edges of the multiverse, which is ever expanding. Feel how powerful you are, how important you are, how loved and nurtured and supported you are. Really connect to the truth that you are never ever alone. You are always being guided. You just need to surrender to let that guidance in. And bathe here for a minute or so. Remembering that in this energy, you are more powerful than millions. In this energy, you are able to access so much. And just continue to breathe. Feel how limitless you are. How you are only just beginning to scratch the surface. How there is so much to tap into and look forward to. And now you can choose whether you'd like to leave this energy hugely expansive or bring it back into your solar plexus. Trust your guidance from Spirit and Universe on what feels good to you. And then once you've made your decision, just wiggle your fingers and your toes gently, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in and out. And open your eyes when you are ready.
Wow, so powerful.
Okay, my darling. Just to say, if you've left your energy huge and expansive, which I always do because I want to invite in that quantum leap, limitless energy, if you feel a bit tired, you can just bring that energy back in. I've only ever really had one person mention they felt a bit tired if they left it open. So again, just do what feels good to you. Let's start you tuning in now to your guidance from Spirit and Universe. But you can bring it back in at any point. Okay, my darlings. So, Katie, do you want to start?
Yeah, should we get started then?
That meditation was, by the way. Let us know how you're feeling.
I know, I'm like really zen now. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get to work then, shall I?
When you're in that zen energy, this is where manifestations come towards you, where guidance from Spirit and Universe comes towards you, where clarity comes, inspired action. Yeah. This is so important, I believe, to connect into this energy every day. And it doesn't have to be, you know, spending hours to do that. That was like a 5, maybe 10, like 6 minute meditation. Someone's going, that was a wow moment. Yay! So yeah, it's really important. And I always say to people, sorry, I know I'm going off on one, Katie, after just saying over to you, Katie, but just quickly, when we're busy, and I guess Katie, you can back this up more because obviously you are very busy. You're a mum of 3 and a wife and all of that good stuff. but having that time just to calm your mind and hit that surrendered point, and knowing that just 68 seconds in that pure positive energy is the equivalent to 2 million action hours. That's the power we can tap into. So it doesn't have to be hours and hours of being quiet and, you know, burning incense and all that kind of stuff, but just giving yourself that time each day to connect in will make your life so much easier. So be aware of the limiting belief. You don't have time just to do that for 5 minutes. But Katie, you can advise on that more because your life is very busy. So over to you, sweetie.
And I think if your life is manic and busy like mine is, I'm 100 miles an hour, I'm running a business, I've got 3 children, I've got a husband, I'm currently moving house, and I'm surrounded by boxes everywhere. I'm living somewhere else at the moment. When your life's like that, you need to have these moments where you can just take 5 minutes just for yourself and just tap into that higher energy and just tap into the spiritual aspect and just calming. And you can change the meditation. It doesn't always have to be an expansive one. It doesn't always have to be a communication one. It can just be a relaxing your mind one, just so that you have that moment where you can just feel the clarity. Because as I was saying at the beginning of the video, myself and Sarah will always go on about how you have to be a clear container to receive. And obviously, if you have a lot of things going on in your mind and not just your life, maybe your mind's quite busy and you worry a lot, or you think things through and you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this, or there's things that play on your mind a lot, then you will be clogged. So when you're clogged, people can have a misconception that these are actual blocks and say, I feel completely blocked, I can't get clarity through, I can't be sure of what my desires actually are because I feel so confused. Well, when we feel like that, the meditation is more for you. And I will say that when I first started doing meditation, I didn't like it. I sat there and I kept doing my shopping list. I kept thinking, right, if I just pop over now to the shops and I can get this, and then I can come back and do this. Oh, where was I? Oh, I'm supposed to be on a rock now, am I? And then I'd completely all over the place in meditation. I couldn't ever switch the brain off completely because I was so busy. And if you're that person now watching this live, whether it's on catch up or whether it's live now, then you need meditation more than anybody. And the only way to combat that is I used to write a to-do list before I started the meditation. So a quick to-do list, what I needed to do that day. And then I felt literally like I'd emptied my mind. And I was like, okay, fine. My to-do list is there. So I've got all that out of my head and I can just sit and relax. But when you actually have all these things coming to you when you are meditating, it's a sign that you are actually needing to have the meditation, but also needing to calm the mind down completely. You need it the most. So then when you can go into the meditation, you might only get half of it. You might feel only connected for maybe 5 minutes of it instead of 10, but it doesn't matter because you're making progress. You know, you don't have to get it straight away. Take the time to practice, and over time it will come and you will feel the benefit. I can't go a day now without meditating. It's just something that I have to do. Another thing that's really good, another top tip that might be useful to you is songs. So myself and Sarah listen to the Greatest Showman's album all the time. In fact, Sarah got me hooked on it because when I was staying with her in London for a couple of days, she played it non-stop. And she's walking around doing her makeup, singing it full, like, you know, Million Dreams.
Actually,
and I was like, okay.
Sorry, can I just say, it doesn't have to be kind of cheesy music. Katie like gets aligned when she's playing garage music or garage.
Yeah, and she's like, what is this? And I'm like, yeah, because I love it. I feel like I'm going to a rave. She's like, oh my gosh, this is unbalancing my chakras, Kate. But like, that's it. Some things work for other people, but find what works for you. So if a song gives you a nice, good, upbeat feeling, then get it on, start dancing around, feel it. If you need to calm down, put something on that's calmer. You know, you can just sort of go into a little trance with and just have as background music. But those are all real top tips. We will be going into that more in the course because I've got little practices, PDFs and all sorts of information on this to help you really get the utmost from it. And so you don't feel like, oh, I've got to start meditating, which means I'm a hippie and now I'm going to have to start going hugging trees or anything. It's not that way at all. It's so peaceful and so gorgeous, and it's the fastest way to get your mind nice and calm as quick as possible. So a couple of you have said that one lady I've just seen isn't a fan of journaling and she'd like some more ideas. And that is a very common thing. Not everybody is a fan of journaling. But there is different ways that you can actually do journaling. You know, you can write about what Sarah does, the dream day. So you can write about your dream day and seeing yourself in a grander vision. You can also journal just about life at the moment. If there's something that you're struggling with, or if there's a situation you're feeling quite stressed about, you can actually journal just about that and get it out and get it off your chest. You can also journal about connecting to spirit. So something I do with my one-to-one clients, I get them to write to spirit. So I get them to write to their guardian angels. So you can write to your guardian angels, the universe, spirit, anybody that you want to up there that you feel aligned with, because they're all combined and they're all working for you in many different ways. So whichever one you feel the most aligned to is the right person for you to write to. But maybe you could write to them and go, dear spirit, for example, please can you help me with feeling calmer today? Please can you help me with a situation? There's somebody quite unwell at the moment. Please can you help me send them love? Please can you help me bring clarity? So it can feel a little bit sometimes as if you're writing to yourself. So most people like to write to guardian angels because they see them as non-threatening, they see them as easy, and most people can understand the guardian angel link and feel the most connected to them. So start off writing to your guardian angels so it doesn't feel like you're just writing to yourself. But also really tap into, why is it the journaling feels so weird to you? Is it because maybe it's uncovering things that you need to address? Is it that you feel you are able to express yourself and maybe there's something you don't want to express? Would you give any insight onto that, Sarah? Have you had any clients that have not liked journaling?
Yeah, I have. So, but
Yeah.
actually, even the ones that are resistant in the beginning actually end up doing it. I had a client that literally would send me photos at 5 a.m. going, I'm actually up doing this because it makes me feel so good. So what may be happening is you're writing about things that are taking you into the how. So my guidance is always to write about things that make your heart sing, because when your heart is singing, you are that clear channel to receive. So for a lot of people, don't write about money, don't write about that, because that's going to make you clog up. You know, think about what makes your heart sing. I will write about having the sun on my face or having the grass under my feet. It's not always about stuff, and it's not always about the big vision, and it's different things on different days as well. So it's about going with what feels good. So again, if you're writing the same thing day in, day out, of course it's going to feel a bit Snoresville. So let your self be guided by spirit and the multiverse, okay? So, and also you don't have to sit there, another bit of guidance, and write a whole essay. So it doesn't have to be pages and pages long. Sometimes when I journal, it's like, you know, I will literally just do like points, like actually I'd like this on my dream day, and I'd like this, and I'd like this. But the main thing is write about what makes your heart sing, because everything with spirit and the multiverse is about raising your vibration so you can receive them clearly. So if you're writing about anything that makes you feel icky, just don't write about it. So hopefully that will help you. But and if it's really not resonating with you, there are other things you can do that I'll be sharing some of this leading edge insight in Summer Surrender. Like you can call in the law of desire, and you can kind of ramp that up. And there's a special kind of way to do that as well. So there are other ways you can do it, or you could always just think about it in your mind. You don't have to like write it all down. I think the powerful thing with writing is that it really is a point of focus for you. So and that's something that has been said by Abraham Hicks as well. It can be a real point of focus for you. When you write, you really put focus on it, and that's when you sort of cut through often the resistance that may be there. So there are a few different things that you can try there, and hopefully that helps.
There's one that you could all try today. I just want you to do this today, right? And it's a real easy thing to do. And you are going to feel a little bit cuckoo at first, but I promise you it will pay off in the long run. Well, it's halfway through the day, so you probably already all had a shower. But the easiest way to talk and communicate with spirit and your guardian angels, and they won't suddenly appear, so don't have a meltdown and think they're suddenly going to appear in the shower with you or watch you in the shower. They're not like that. So what you can do is, whilst you are in that cleansing state of mind, and whilst the water's on you, because it's a natural element charge, which I'll come to in a moment, then you can actually just say, good morning, Spirit. Good morning, guardian angels. Please, can you help me today because I have a live on? Please, can you help me shine in the best way and reach as many people as possible and help as many people? So just think about how you can communicate easily and effectively. So if you are rushing around, and it's the summer holidays coming up for us in the UK, so if you've got children at home and you haven't got time to meditate and journal because it's just physically not possible, then do that. Then just stand in the shower and talk to them. You can talk to them in your mind or you can talk to them out loud, but they will start to hear you. And something that I always ask people to do, and something me and Sarah do, is always ask them for a sign that they've heard us. So ask your spirit guide and guardian angels for signs that they've actually heard you. And that can be, you can make the sign up. So you could ask for me, it's feathers. Everyone that knows me knows I love my white feathers. So I'm like, please, can you send me a feather if you've heard me? Please, can you send me a sign that you've got my message? And like yesterday, I had the Sunny Spirit tea bag, for example. Then I had angel wings. My daughter sent me a picture of herself on a photo shoot and she looked like she got angel wings. It was crazy. So you get all of these signs coming through, but when you ask for particular ones, specific signs for you, once you get those through and you're like, ah, okay, this is weird. I've just asked for that and now I've got it straight away. Okay. And it sort of can creep you out a little bit in the beginning, especially if this is all new to you. If you're actually working with spirit and you're a light worker or you already work with law of attraction, it probably won't be such a groundbreaking thing that your signs come through. In which case your sign will come through quicker because there's less resistance there. But if you're a little bit like, I've asked for a sign and then you're like this, pensive, waiting for it to come, then it can be a little bit like, oh God, it really has come. They really heard me. Who is up there? You know, what are they trying to communicate with me? But you don't need to know who's up there. Like in law of attraction, you don't need to know the how things happen. All you need to do is know what you actually desire, what you want, and also what your guardian angels can assist you with that day. So if you ask them for all of those things, that's your only job, and then just wait for the signs to come forward and wait for the opportunities there. And once they start to have an open channel to you, they'll start giving you little nudges. You'll start getting inspired ideas, inspired actions. Do you want to talk about that, Sarah? Because you're more the inspired queen. So you know when you are open, the signs are coming, you start getting the inspired action, which is then taking action, isn't it?
Yeah, so you get these moments of clarity, these kind of light bulb moments. So there's kind of two ways, I think, when you're working with law of attraction and your higher self, that they will kind of guide you. Yes, there will be external signs as well, like Katie has said, but often they're like impulses that you feel kind of in your solar plexus area, or it can be these light bulb moments that you kind of feel the kind of light bulb go off up here.
Yeah.
And what happens is most people get those impulses and those ideas and then they don't do anything with them because often they let their brain talk them out of it, basically. A bit like, as you may have heard me say before, when I had the massive inspired action to be a law of attraction coach, my ego was immediately like, no, who are you to do this? That's ridiculous, blah, 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 blah. But I moved with it anyway. And that was the first time I moved with the guidance, and ever since I move with the guidance. And as Kate and I mentioned yesterday, if you don't move with the guidance, but it's something you are actually here to do, and it's kind of part of your journey here, then that guidance will ramp up and ramp up and ramp up until you move. And sometimes this is why you want to move sooner, because it can end up being quite a big clout from the universe with so much love behind it, because universe and spirit want you to move. So this is why Kate and I don't really plan much in our businesses at all. It's very much like, right, what feels good today? What is it that, you know, law of attraction and you know, the universe and spirit want us to do today? Okay, we'll go with that, because spirit and universe are guiding you like with so much amazing knowledge and insight that we can't access without actually being tuned into them. The guidance we can get from them, like, just think about all of the years they've been around around basically since the beginning of Earth for a lot of us. Okay, so there's all this insight we can tap into if we allow ourselves to tune into them. But what happens is most people stay in their head and they aren't ready to really understand that guidance you get can often be millions and millions of years of insight and learning and understanding and experience. So this is what is so exciting. So yeah, inspired action, move with it, don't question it, don't think, well, how on earth is that going to get how on earth is that going to take me to get all the things that I want? Just move with it and trust it is the fastest, most divine way. Like, really, Katie and I are at the point now, it's like, why would you trust anything other than this insight you can get from these higher realms? Why would you? Because what they give you can't buy anywhere. But like Katie said yesterday, it's free. Like, this insight that you can tap into is free. Like, use it. And this is what we're really passionate about. Open yourself up to this magic and use it. You know, we're going to start movement here. Like, this needs to become mainstream and normal, and everybody, I believe, should be moving with this stuff, because it's where the magic literally unfolds. Very long-winded question about inspired action.
It's good, it's brilliant. But I was going to say, like, leading on from that, you know, when we get something come through, so when you know you've mastered these tools, so when you know that you are, because I was practicing law of attraction and obviously working with spirit, but I was bringing law of attraction into it fairly soon into my business, like within a couple of weeks. And I was like, how do I know that I've actually mastered it properly? How do I know? And I think the real turning point for me was when offers were coming through for different things and it didn't sit right. So prior to working with law of attraction and spirit, I would have probably said yes to some of these offers and gone, oh my gosh, they're amazing, I'm taking them, I'm doing it. But I was like, it doesn't sit right, it's not feeling good. And that's how you'll know. So you'll know when something comes through to you, and it doesn't have to be work related, it could be anything to do with your life. And it could be something, maybe a new house, or it could be a new job opportunity, and everything looks good on paper, but something doesn't feel right, and it's like, actually in your gut it doesn't feel good. And once you really tap into that and you don't question why it doesn't feel good, you just trust. So I knew I had to just trust that certain offers, although they looked amazing and they were great and everyone was like, what are you doing, they just didn't feel right, they just did not sit right. And you know, having Sarah and you guys having this group together is going to be amazing for you all, because you'll be able to bounce these things off one another and make friends with each other. But I was saying to Sarah, it doesn't feel good. She's like, well, you know what you need to do, you know, why are you even questioning it? And this is how you know you've mastered it, because even when it doesn't feel good, you just say no thank you. And I actually say, I'm declining because it doesn't feel right in my heart. And they're like, what? And people don't always get that, but that's true. And they're like, but this is an amazing opportunity, you're crazy. And I'm like, doesn't feel right, doesn't feel aligned, doesn't feel good. And I can hear spirit saying no, no. And that's exactly how you know, and that's exactly how you'll get to be, and that's how you know when you've mastered it. And once you get into that state, it's incredibly powerful, because it's almost like you can never make a wrong decision again, because you're so driven and you so know where you've got to be, and you so feel it, you're so in tune with who you are as a person, that you don't lose sight of that. And I think that's something in everyday life, when we're surrounded by chaos and we're surrounded by jobs and logistics and different things and practicalities, that when you don't practice these tools, you can lose that, inner being connection, and most certainly lose the spiritual connection, because you can be so clogged. So that's something. So if you guys are wondering whether you're putting these things into practice but actually it's still not being clear, it's still not feeling like you've got a decision to make, but it's still not clear for you, then that's all you need to do, is a little bit more work, a little bit more tools, a little bit more practice, and that we can take you through to show you all of this, so that you'll know and you can say with confidence, no thank you, that doesn't feel right, not today. And your job isn't to worry about the consequences of saying no. That's not your job. Your job is to only go with what feels right with you and the signs that are being presented to you. So whatever your guardian angels are sending through to you, because it is something spiritually I struggled with, because I kept thinking guardian angels and spirits send you opportunities, send you signs, and then I was like, but why do they not feel good? Like, why are they sending them to me if they don't feel good? So it's something I did struggle with. But you've always got to trust yourself, always got to trust what you're actually getting. And the universe does play with you. And it also, this is a real key thing that Sarah can talk about in more detail, but it tests you as well, doesn't it, Sarah? So, you know, when you like, for example, when I gave up my PA role to become a medium, I was getting offers to these amazing PA roles left, right and centre. And I kept saying to you, is it a sign I'm supposed to go back into that industry? And what did you say? It's the universe protecting you and testing you.
Yeah, and
Do
actually,
you
I have this
remember?
so often with my clients. I know you do as well, Katie. Like,
Yeah.
I've got clients at the minute who literally won last week on Friday. It was literally like he's joined one of my programs to leave his business and start up what his passion and purpose is. But now he's been offered more work at the job he's trying to leave. And
Yeah.
I said to him, how's it feel in your body? And he's like, oh, it feels bad. And I'm like, then don't, because it's just being really clear to universe and spirit with what you do and don't want. And boundaries is another big thing. Be really clear with your boundaries on what you will and won't accept. And sometimes, yep, there is some training, some growth that the universe and spirit will take you through that can feel uncomfortable. But again, try to surrender into it and just make sure you're being very, very clear with moving with what feels aligned and what doesn't. So again, lots more on that to come sort of over the summer, surrender, but some really helpful tips for you guys today.
Yeah, so one lady's put, trust is one of the more difficult things to master at first, but it is so worth it. It really is. But you can try doing smaller things, give them smaller tasks that don't seem so emotional, don't have so much energy attached to them. So you can actually just surrender it a little bit more. So practice and play with it. Do something today. I'm trying to give an example that would be nice and light for you that you can just play around with and have a bit of fun, because this isn't meant to be heavy, heavy, hard work for you. This isn't meant to be massively time consuming for you. So what can you do today that's light and fun? Maybe you talked about playing with car parking spaces before, Sarah, like playing with, manifesting parking spaces and something easy, something fun, ask spirit to just send you some love today in some way, and see if maybe somebody buys you some flowers or
definitely ask for a sign and make sure you spot it, because I think, again, I once asked to see a flamingo and I was on holiday at the time, and about 3 days after I'd asked, I realized I'd been seeing for about 3 days this big, like, blow up flamingo, and I'd completely missed the sign. So just make sure you're aware, but have fun with it, because normally if you ask for a sign, it will come within 1 or 2 days. So definitely play with that one and notice the signs out and about. When I walk the dog and I see feathers on the ground, I'm like, thank you, spirit. If I see a robin in my garden, I'm like, thank you, universe. So ask for signs and don't dismiss them. Don't think, oh, well, that's just, fluke. It's not. Nothing in this universe is fluke. Everything is like this beautiful, amazing, just, I don't know, web of, magic. So trust everything and don't dismiss it, because actually, if you do, you're actually, again, saying to, the universe and spirit that you don't want those signs. Whereas if you get excited when you get those signs, you're going to get more and more and more of them, and your connection over more and more and more.
What are the most common signs, guys? If you can start sharing what your most common signs are that you get. I want to see what they are. Are they feathers? Are they butterflies? Are they rainbows? What is it? Pennies, angel numbers? What are
being relentlessly at the moment 555, which is like big change, basically. So numbers, and if you keep seeing things, like I kept seeing a robin all last week in my garden, I'm like, right, that's obviously a sign from universe and spirit. That's them showing that they're there and they're with me. So angel numbers, songs as well are often signs from spirit and your higher self as well. So listen to songs and the words in them. Sometimes when you just hear a song and the words jump out to you, don't just think, oh, well, that's just a bit random, it can't mean anything. It does. That's spirit, universe, your higher self trying to get your attention and often give you a message. Coins, Katie, as well.
Pennies, pennies are a sign as well. Pennies, finding them in the most obscure places. And I remember my Mr. H, he found a feather and he was like, I found a feather today when I went for a walk. And I was like, oh, great, in like his lunch hour. I said, amazing. I said, did you keep it? And he went, well, no, it was next to a duck pond. And I'm like, no. And he can be very dismissive. He can be very much like that. But what makes me laugh is then he goes back into his office and he finds one on the floor in a meeting room. And I'm like, ha ha ha, there you go. That's your guardian angel saying, all right, dismiss the ones by the duck pond. That's fine. But here's one that can't be anywhere from a duck. And then he can't work it out. So these things always happen. And they will send you different ones to just back up themselves and also to make you see it. So when they do send it, it takes such a lot of energy for them. Please just say thank you, as Sarah said, because it means such a lot to your guardian angels to know that you've seen them, that you acknowledge it. And once you acknowledge it, you build up your trust with them as well. So you go, oh, okay, there's something here, and they actually are with me. They are around me. They're protecting me. So actually, it resonates more with you. So what happens then is you energetically become more receptive, more open. So as you become more receptive, more open, they start being able to send you more and more things through. Yeah. So it's amazing then that it's like any kind of relationship. It takes time to develop and nurture and nourish. And once you have that, it's incredible where it can take you. So really just say thank you, build into it, and keep moving on to the next level. So you don't have to go from, if you're not working with them at all now, you don't have to go from here to there straight away. You can do it gradually, and you can do it over time that suits you. Remember, there's no right or wrong with this, and there's no speed and there's no competition with it. You can do it as and when you feel comfortable to, and receive the signs that you feel aligned with and that you feel receptive to. But what we will do is teach you how to open up to get these signs through, teach you how to open up to surrender and make it easy. Life shouldn't be hard. Life should be fun. We're here to have fun. But we're also here to be human as well, aren't we, Sarah? Did you want to touch in on that?
Really important. Yeah, so obviously I've been working with law of attraction for years and spirit since knowing Katie, and more recently my amazing higher self, who's called Sarah. And what I've really learned is, yes, they all have amazing insight and they want to share that insight with you. But as Katie and I were saying before we came on live, it is so important that you are still being human, okay? So do things with your friends, go out and get into nature. It's not about spending all day, every day, sitting there going, right, get guidance from spirit and universe and my higher self. They want you to be human, having, you know, a physical experience. And actually you will receive better when you are being very sort, you know, when you are doing things and you're out with your friends and you are being human, okay? That's when you will receive them way more clearly, because it is about balance. And there have been times that I get so excited by all of this insight that I literally just want to spend the whole day talking to them, but actually I slow down the flow. So it is really important. And again, this is why when we do summer surrender, it will be short bursts of like lives and things, so that it is flowy for you. We don't want you to spend 2 hours every day sat there kind of meditating and hooking into the universe and spirit. You don't need to, okay?
No. And that's so interesting, isn't it?
Sorry, Katie.
Yeah, I was going to say that's interesting, because sometimes when we talk to spirit and universe, and if things don't look like they're coming, and then we head off and Sarah maybe goes for a massage or I go for a run in the gym or something like that, and then all of a sudden we come out and then it's like all sorted and everything's done and things have come to our inbox and we're like, oh, okay, we just needed to switch off for a moment. So that's why we know the power of surrendering. But going to the questions, people's signs are feathers, numbers, owls are a huge one for me. I've not heard of owls before. Yeah.
So whoever's seeing owls, I would say go on to the internet and just search for the meaning of owls. And again, a bit of guidance here. You'll get lots of things come up. Just trust the first one you're drawn to. That's universe and spirit you guiding you. So trust the first one you're drawn to, and trust the first meaning that you feel makes sense to you. Sorry, carry on, Katie. But that's really cool.
No, definitely. Love that. Yeah. White feathers are the most common sign, just like me. 1111, I get 11 in all combos as well, definitely. A lady's asked, will the program include collective meditations? It will, definitely. We'll do combined meditations together. There will be some also that are separate. So myself and Sarah get guided and channeled as to what you guys will actually need. So we have an outline, but sometimes Spirit and the Universe take over and they will implement other things coming through. So we just allow that to happen. We surrender to it and we go with what feels good and what they, what we coach. We go with what we coach. So all of that will be available in the group. The group is for 8 weeks. If you're just joining the live, we start next Monday. The link is available for you all to start joining in. We have so many people on board already, and they're such gorgeous people. You're going to absolutely love it.
Hearts.
I know, they're just so fabulous.
Sorry.
I know, we're getting love hearts as well. One lady saying, manifested an unexpected, not asked for tax return out of work for the last 12 months. I want to go back to Cyprus or to Holland where my husband's ashes are, so I can afford to go away. Oh, that's beautiful. So we'll be able to take you through in the group how you can surrender into that and really just let go as well. Lots of hurt around the loss of your husband as well. So when you go through these practices and when you surrender and you have a routine, it almost takes your vibration so much higher that it actually allows you to feel more at peace and more at ease with yourself, and also with difficult situations around you. So I know some of our clients have said that their reaction to certain situations would have been very different if they didn't have the tools. They're so grateful the tools are there for them to lean into. And you will still feel, because you're human, but it makes it a little bit easier when you know that you have higher powers up there looking after you and serving you. Would you agree with that, Sarah?
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of the unexpected tax return, actually, I don't know what that means. You have to pay tax, whether you've actually received money. So I'm not actually sure which one it is. But if it was you having to pay money that's unexpected, there's a bit of just training and growth behind that. And again, the tools and just, moving with the guidance from Spirit and Universe will help you through that. But if it was money that landed in your account, yay, baby, say to the Universe and Spirit, thank you, more of this, please, more of this, please, and play with that.
Yeah, be grateful of that and just go, there's more where that came from. There's more where that came from.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I always say.
We will be weaving some money stuff into this program as well, because let's face it, every single person in the program is going to want to up their abundance flow as well. So there will be a couple of bits in there to help you. Money back to you. Awesome. Well, there you go then. More please.
Yeah, exactly. Money's such an energy and people don't realize that it's just energy, and there's so much you can do with that. One lady saying, she's saying 1330, I see 1313 all the time, or ones and threes in different sequences, just all the time. Have you looked into that? Let us know if you've looked into the reasoning behind that. But angel numbers are really, really common, and it's the easiest way that they can actually communicate with you. Another lady saying she sees orbs. Orbs are beautiful, beautiful lights. Orbs are also angel lights. So if they're different colours, just to let you know, there can be white or different colours like purple, green, blue. They have the meaning, and the meaning behind them is the same as the aura meanings, which can actually be found on my website if you want to go and have a look. There's a free resource there. But orbs are beautiful, and you just know you're being surrounded by angels. One lady saying she's finding it difficult to build the relationship with the guardian angel. Well, this is something we'll be going through, how to connect to your guardian angels. And it can be sometimes that we don't understand how to communicate with them because we can't physically see them. So we'll take you through the trusting process. Yeah, it's a very, very common thing.
We touched on that yesterday, because Katie can see spirit. I can't. I feel and I get guided through things that kind of it's a sensational vibration that comes into my solar plexus, and then my brain translates it, and I didn't understand that for ages. I was like, why can't I see? Why can't I hear? But everyone sees in different ways, and try to be relaxed about it, because the more you get frustrated, you're actually, I guess, cutting that connection off. So just surrender into it, and we'll help you with that in the program as well.
Yeah, definitely surrender into it, but there's so many different ways that you can communicate with them, and it will come, so don't give up. Everybody has a guardian angel from birth, absolutely everybody, and some people have more than one. So it doesn't mean that you're more special or anything like that if you have more than one. It just means you have more than one. Not everybody has a spirit guide. So some people come to me and they're like, I want to be able to connect to my spirit guides. I'm like, but if you're not psychic or gifted in that sense, then you wouldn't have a spirit guide standing beside you. So guardian angels are the easiest, because everybody can tap into guardian angels, and they are the superpower.
And just to add to that, your higher self as well. Every one of you will have a higher self. So again, I'll be weaving that into surrender. I know one of you asked about how to connect to your higher self. I will be going into that in the course as well. So yeah, again, another amazing source that you can tap into and kind of really open up a connection to.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. Now that's something you're a master of, isn't it? Because I work with
Yes,
spirit and my guides. Yeah, that's not
yes,
my
it's
area
a
of
real
expertise, but Sarah is.
combination. So again, you get the blend of both of us. If any of you are interested about higher selves, I've just done a podcast on it because I know there's a lot of you that have messaged going, oh my God, it sounds amazing to be able to connect your higher self. So have a listen to the podcast on my website. And then again, in the program over the next 8 weeks, we will go into that as well. And I'll literally take you through it.
Yeah. So exciting, all these things that we're uncovering.
So much magic to open up to. Sorry, Katie, keep going, darling.
No, you're all right, darling. So we've got, I do see and ask for car parking spaces and feathers, but I find it difficult to recognise the communication or make one. Yeah, it's fine. You're going into the how and who's there and who am I speaking to and have they heard me? And there's a little bit of resistance there, but don't worry, this course is perfect for you. We can take you through how to surrender to the process, because I can feel that you're open up to it and you're actually aware of it and you want to tap into it. It's just almost the pragmatic side of you can't quite grasp the process of it. So we can go through that and take you through the process and really surrender. Me and Sarah were both quite pragmatic because of the jobs that we've come from. It's natural that when you've been in any kind of office or corporate environment, or any role really that's maybe nursing or policing, you can be quite logistic, and that's how we're trained to think, and that's not wrong at all. That's an absolute great way to think. However, in our world and in spiritual world, you have to just learn to trust, and we can build you that trust up and teach you how to surrender and really fulfill that area of your life. So you'll be enjoying the course, definitely. One lady saying she sees ladybirds. Yeah, I've heard of a few people with ladybirds. Yeah. Ladybirds as well, they're very spiritual because they also have wings, so I find anything that has wings is also very spiritual. One lady's
big one for people.
Yeah, birds are a huge one. No, you're right, birds are huge. One lady saying they have dreams that find it difficult to interpret them. Always make now dreams are dreams are very important to pay attention to, because sometimes they're predictions, sometimes they are sort of like trying to communicate with us, because when you're asleep and when you're relaxed, you're in a dreamlike state, you've got low resistance. So angels and spirit and your loved ones on the other side can come and actually visit you, because you are so chilled and so centered that they actually find it easier to communicate with you. And this is the lady that's asked this question that's actually quite pragmatic. So it would make sense that actually spiritual energies are trying to communicate through to you when you're asleep, because that's when the resistance is gone. So it'd be very interesting to see how you get on in the course and how you cope with the surrendering process. But I think you'll do really well, and I wouldn't try and worry about them too much. I would just literally write them down in the morning, write down what's been happening and put them to your back of your mind, because if there's a way that they want to communicate with you, spirit will find a way and your guardian angels get the message through. So don't worry about missing signs. And that goes for all of you. Don't worry about missing signs or missing their communication. If it's very, very important that you need to know about it, you will find a way. They will get through to you somehow. Oh, yes. Okay. So the lady with the tax is saying that was money back to her. And she was also saying that she should not have paid the tax, which is brilliant. Well done. So we can start having more of that amazing energy coming through. One lady sees bumblebees, mostly butterflies, and squirrels as well.
Amazing. And also, guys, just to point out that animals will come into your life at certain times to give you messages. So I went through phases of seeing bumblebees. Now it's like the robin in particular, for example. So again, just notice, but bumblebees are all about power and strength. I think that was the case for me. So that's awesome.
Oh, how lovely. Butterflies was yours, wasn't it, for a long time?
Yeah, so I think butterflies are like my lifetime ones, but I also get other ones coming in to give me guidance and messages as well. So yeah, like I had a lady message me last night saying she came home, there were lots of ants and she's never had them. And again, don't dismiss that. And I just said to go on and just check out what the meaning is on Google, because there'll be a message behind that for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's a new one. I've not heard of that before. I'll have to Google that.
Yeah.
Okay. The lady also about the orbs was saying that she was seeing pink orbs. Well, pink is a sign of love. So the angels will be coming around with you with lots of love at the moment. So maybe it's the case that you need love in your life and you need that extra protection and extra cuddles from your guardian angels. So that's what it means when you see pink lights, just to give you that insight. Somebody's saying that they can't see memories, but they smell them. And when they can
Amazing.
smell, yeah, that is an unusual. It's rare, but it is
Yeah.
an unusual, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Love it.
So
Love
sometimes
it.
when you can smell maybe a certain aftershave or a perfume and it takes you way back, smells incredibly powerful. It's also a way that spirit communicate with you. And this will make you laugh, Sarah. Oh gosh, I don't think I told you this story. I did a psychic event last week, and there was a gentleman that come forward and he said, in spirit, and his wife was there, and he's saying, I've been communicating with her through smells. And I was like, oh, great. And I thought, I was saying in my head to him, oh, is it through your aftershave? And I was thinking it'll be aftershave that he's communicating, or maybe smoke. Sometimes they can use smoke. And he went, no, I'm communicating to her with trumps, like with farts. And I was like thinking, and
Interesting.
the woman looked to my face because obviously I was like talking to them in my head, and I was like, what? So I've actually got to say that you've communicated with her through fart in front of a group. Great, okay. And I said it to her, and she was like, yes, I can smell some really strange smells. I thought it was my cat. It was just so funny.
Oh.
But it just instantly made her smile. It was so funny. But I'm sure that's not what this gentleman's referring to. But yes, they will communicate through smells and many different ways. And they still have a sense of humour, even though they're on the other side. Okay. Um, can your sessions make someone feel tearful in the nicest possible way? Yeah, we do get some people going through emotional
Yeah.
breakthroughs, don't we? I would say
But
we don't
also,
want to
I
give
find
you a breakdown. Yeah.
no. I find for me, the tears come from clients when they know the truth. They sort of then when they connect the truth of all that they are. So,
Mm,
and that's really amazing because you'll have, you may not, but not everyone sort of will cry at all. But there can be moments where a client is just a bit like, that is the truth of universe and spirit
mm.
and all that we are, and that's a really magical moment. But yeah, I would just say
Yeah,
that's when it happens to me, when you're hitting on truth.
yeah, it's true, isn't it? And also, it's like releasing as well. Because do you remember when I actually went to
Yeah.
Sarah for guidance about because I wanted to be a medium, but I didn't know if I could do it full time, and I felt really resistant to it. And I was like, oh, but I really want to do it. It's my passion. How can I do it and work and all this? And I was just crying when I decided to do it. I just cried and cried and cried. And Sarah just said, cry, let it out, because it's obviously all the resistance coming out and it's just cleansing. So if you are
Mm.
having a tearful moment during the surrendering process, it doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean you're having a breakdown. It doesn't mean that you're emotionally unstable. It means that you're cleansing. It's quite therapeutic, but you might find it comes out in lots of different ways. I had a couple of clients that
Yeah.
burped a lot. Sounds really crazy,
Yeah,
but
and
they
yawn.
burped. Yeah, yawning a lot. Oh yes, there was one lady that yawned for the whole of our sessions, and
Yes.
she kept apologizing, but it is a natural progression
Yeah,
and it is just
absolutely.
cleansing. Okay, so
And
uh,
just aware, Kate,
minor
I'm going to
prediction.
need to head off soon, sweetie.
Yeah, no, that's fine, darling. I'm the same. I've got another client in a moment, so we'll just come to the last couple of questions.
Cool.
Dreams are where my guides speak to and guide me for sure. Amazing. Um, what about totem animals? Brown bears figure often in dreams, never aggressive, always like guardian, like walking with me, brings comfort in some weird way. Can I answer that one?
Yeah,
Is that right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some people have spirit guides that are actual animals. So they have animal guides. I don't actually have any animal guides. I feel a bit left out. But some people do, especially if you have an affinity with animals and you feel very aligned with them. So it can be that you have, that is your spirit guide animal, and that's what's there looking after you. So try not to be, I don't think you are worried about it. You said it brings you comfort in some weird way, and that's because you'll be aligned with the animal. So there's a lot of research into that, and there's a lot of work with that we could go
Yeah.
through, but it's not something I have. I don't actually get them. I feel a bit left out. But there we go. You only get sent what you need. I've looked into the numbers and it means that the ascended masters are with me, providing me support to expand and develop my own spiritual practices and desires. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. So if you do get numbers reoccurring all the time, research into them, have a look and see what it means. And as Sarah said, you'll come up with lots of different meanings, but go with the one that you feel guided to. And that is the best way for you to feel aligned. You'll know exactly which one relates to you and you'll be pulled to it, because that's how spirit and law of attraction work together. Somebody's put yawns are better than trumping. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Can you imagine that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. But there you go. This is what I have to deal with them. And yes, and other people are sending love hearts. So thank you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this session. It's been amazing, so much juicy material. We love to connect with you all and see what's happening with you guys. So if you are watching on catch up, give us a hashtag replay and please put on there any comments, because we will be checking back in and we will be having a look. The doors are open to the course. There's people already on board, ready to go. So come and join the gorgeous tribe, make some friends that are like-minded and really surrender this summer. Don't make life hard for yourself. We will be back again tomorrow, won't we, Sarah?
Thursday, I think we said. Thursday and Friday.
Oh, okay. We'll be back on Thursday and Friday. I'm a day ahead of myself. I thought it was Wednesday today because I'm obviously having a weekend.
Keeps doing that. She's like, yesterday she thought it was Tuesday. So tomorrow's a break, but we're back on Thursday and Friday.
Lovely.
So we'll be back on Thursday at midday. I can see one of you's asking when the course starts. The course starts on Monday. So the link is above. So click on the link, and any questions, let us know. But yeah, I just want to say the magic that's coming through just here, without even going into the 8 weeks of working together. Can you see what you've all got your hands on? Can you see how you can reopen that connection up and bring that magic through? It's just so exciting, and it just makes our heart sing, doesn't it, Katie? To like,
I know, I just love it. I could sit and talk all day.
Yeah. I know, like literally, we have to go, but like literally, this is what you have access to, and this needs to become normal. It's not weird. It's amazing. It's magical. You are tapping into infinite in intelligence. So we're really excited. So make sure you come and join us for the 8-week program, and we will see you on Thursday for another free live where we'll just sort of go through some more bits and pieces with you that are going to be really juicy and be able to help you open up that connection even more. Yay!
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We've loved it. I don't want to go now, but have a lovely, lovely day, and go and look for your signs. Go and test spirit today and ask the universe as well for a sign, and let us know on the next live what that was and how you got it. We can't wait.
We'll see you on Thursday, my darling.
See you Thursday, darling.
See you then. Lots
of
love. Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.